This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this is the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. And I want to share my thoughts and experience of using both of these devices. I gotta bring my trusty Entei over here. And I want to start things off with design. They both have their own unique design. Companies have solidified their designs for their phone products and other things in general. And I think that's good. You know, we don't need to have a drastic design change every year. But when you see these two phones, you know which one is an iPhone, which one is a Google Pixel. And this year, Google did a really good job because they took what they had last year and previous years and made it more boxy. Some may call it like more iPhone-y. I'm completely okay with it. I like this more boxy feel. Now it has an aluminum frame and it's very glossy, like a lot of fingerprints. But titanium frame here is also fingerprinty, but not as much. It hides it a little bit better. So I do appreciate that, having titanium on the 16 Pro Max versus the aluminum on the Google Pixel 9 Pro. Some may call like the hardware and just like the material Google uses on their phones is not as good as competitors, but this year I think they did a very phenomenal job. I love this hazel color. It's like this matte finish on the back, and it looks super clean and super premium. And also this new desert titanium with the 16 Pro Max is also really nice. Granted, I love the blue titanium from last year, but oh well. When we come to the front of both of the phones, we get phenomenal displays, but I'm gonna give it the slight edge to the Pixel 9 Pro XL. It may have slightly thicker bezels when you look at it super close, but it gets super bright and just, it's great using it just day-to-day use. So with the 16 Pro Max, we're getting a slightly larger 6.9-inch display, 120 Hz ProMotion rate display, and a max peak brightness of 2000 nits. When we come to the Pixel 9 Pro XL, 6.8-inch display, 3000 nits of peak brightness, and again, 120 Hz. They're both phenomenal. So if you're, again, I believe display is one of the most important parts of a phone because it's the part of the phone we interact with the most. So it only makes sense to have great display. So you're not going to go wrong there. Other parts that, you know, the iPhone may have that the Pixel does, the camera control is new. I'll be honest, I don't really use it that much. And actually with each day that goes by, I use it less and less. And the action button. The action button is there kind of to replace the mute switch that came with the 15 Pro and Pro Max. And it's continuing this year. I still have it as my mute switch, so just putting it out there. Haven't really found a good replacement. I do wish though other competitors had like a mute switch button. I know OnePlus, they have their alert slider. I love that, and I really hope that other Android OEMs kind of bring some sort of mute switch. Just makes it so much more intuitive and much quicker access to mute or mute switch your phone, like to put it on mute or to put it on ring. So much more useful in my opinion. But yeah, overall, I really love both of the designs. I mean, iPhone has kind of stayed the same design for years now, but this is a really clean design from the Pixel, and just like the feel of the, I guess you kind of have to hold in the hand. I like the look and feel and just how the Pixel 9 Pro XL feels in the hand a little bit more. So this one does come down to a draw, I guess. It's more of like opinion and preference. And I feel like the Pixel 9 Pro, no, I was gonna say Pixel 9 Pro Full, but Pixel 9 Pro XL just feels also lighter. I don't know, I think I'd probably choose this with design because it stands out, it feels a little bit more unique. Before I continue, I wanna talk about some awesome products from ESR. First, we got the ESR Qi 2 MagSafe 5000 mAh battery pack with a kickstand. Now it's ultra compact and slim, and it's 38% slimmer than competitors. Not only that, it has cool charging. This means there's constant temperature monitoring, which keeps the power bank below 99.14 degrees Fahrenheit, which is much less than the standard of 118.4 degrees Fahrenheit. In addition, there's 15 watts of fast MagSafe charging for your iPhone, powered by Qi 2, and also the double award-winning kickstand, which props up your device for both portrait and landscape viewing, is also here with the power bank. Next up, we got the ESR 3-in-1 MagSafe charger with Qi 2 and Cryo Boost. And Cryo Boost is pretty much, it's keeping your phone cool when charging, which is a huge plus. It's got the fastest iPhone 15-watt MagSafe charging, and also has really fast Apple Watch charging. It's Apple certified, and for example, an Apple Watch Series 9 will charge to 75% in 70 minutes, 50 minutes faster than other non-Apple certified brands, and it does come in at an affordable price. And last up, we got the ESR MagSafe car charger, again with Qi 2 and Cryo Boost. It's got a super fast 15-watt MagSafe car charger. It's cryo boost cooling, which means it's going to keep your phone cool when charging. It's got a stronger magnetic grip. This means it's equipped with 18 powerful N52 magnets. So when you put your phone on the charger, it's firmly anchored even when you go on rough roads or long road trips. And get this, I like this one. It has a unique dual mounting choice, which means you can secure it to an air vent, or if you're like me, on a dashboard. If you want to check out these products, I'll be leaving links in the description down below. Huge shout out to ESR for sponsoring a portion of this video. Let's get back to it. Getting into performance, this is where things are a little bit different. Obviously, one's running iOS, one is running Android. And on a day-to-day performance, I've really noticed no issues with either. They really tackled everything. I've thrown it at ease. Now, am I just sitting there and kind of seeing which apps open first? No, I'm not doing that, or I'm not running Geekbench mark scores or anything like that. It's just things I won't be doing. I just want to see how it performs on a day-to-day basis. But if you want to put it into raw power, then the 16 Pro Max does have better performance with the A18 Pro chipset and all that good stuff. But Tensor G4, it's not the most powerful. It still gets the job done. It also has 16 gigs of RAM versus the 8 gigs on the 16 Pro Max. It also gets 7 years of software updates versus the 5 years or 5 years plus. Apple doesn't really officially state how much software support they have. So there's that, but 7 years of software updates is a huge plus because we're holding onto our phones longer and longer, so it only makes sense. They both have cooling. 16 Pro Max has graphite cooling versus the vapor chamber on the 9 Pro XL. And I'll tell you this, neither of them have gotten warm to the touch other than the setup process. That's to be expected, but everything else they've performed exceptionally well. Again, it comes down to the preference. Which one would you prefer, iPhone or Android? iOS or Android, and I would personally choose the Pixel 9 Pro XL just because I started off with Android. I'm continuing with Android. My main SIM has always been Android. I don't know. I just feel there's still more customizability. It's just me, but if you want just easy to go iPhone 16 Pro Max, you're used to iOS, you go with that. And there's one thing I did notice. I feel like app optimization is a little bit better on iOS than it is on Android. Just something I've noticed. I feel like developers first develop their apps to work with iOS first and then Android. And here's the thing, there's so many Android phones out there that some apps are developed for certain models or whatever it is, but with iOS, developers develop that app and it pretty much works seamlessly with all iOS phones or iPhones in general. But when it comes to Android, there's just so many different types of Androids, Fold and this and that. There are some apps that work on my 9 Pro XL that don't work on my Fold, for example, because it's not optimized or it just doesn't take up the whole screen or anything like that. I don't know. I just feel like the optimization with iOS is a little bit better. But again, personal preference, I would choose the Pixel 9 Pro XL because I do prefer Android. But things do change when it comes to camera. So they're both awesome. I'll put it that way at first. They both have triple camera setups, 50 megapixel wide, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel telephoto lens on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. And then a 48 megapixel wide, a new 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel 5x telephoto on the 16 Pro Max. Again, there's camera control. I don't really use it. It's cool, but again, it's either you use it a lot or you don't use it at all. I don't really use it that much, so I'll just put it out there. And I'll tell you this, I like the photo results on the Pixel more. I really do. But the iPhone 16 Pro Max, both in photos and videos, especially in videos, just is more consistent. And it works better with my workflow, especially what I do on YouTube and TikTok and social media. It just works more consistent. Now, if I want to point and shoot, I'm going with the Pixel. But as soon as I add video into it, I just feel more comfortable using the 16 Pro Max with its consistency, switching from different lenses from the wide to the ultra wide. And having the 48 megapixel ultra wide is huge for me because I record my vertical videos, most of them on TikTok, in ultra wide, and it really does come in handy. So again, I would choose it for photos and videos, the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but when you add video to it, I'm going to choose the 16 Pro Max. Still gets great photos as well, and even better videos than the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Now, my usage may vary from others, so just do keep that in mind. Again, as we're continuing this video, these are just what I've experienced and my thoughts about both of these devices. None of these are just like straight up reviews and kind of saying, hey, this phone is strictly better than this because it has better specs or better, whatever it is. Nothing like that. It's just what I've noticed while using them on a day-to-day basis. When we head over into the battery department, we get a 4,676 milliamp hour battery on the 16 Pro Max. Apple doesn't really openly say that, but it's a larger battery than its predecessor. And then a 5,060 milliamp hour battery on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. They both do have wireless charging, but honestly, I wish the Pixel 9 Pro XL had native MagSafe charging instead of needing a MagSafe case. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below of a couple of cases that I use that have MagSafe for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but I kind of wish it was there. Qi 2 is not available on the 9 Pro XL. I don't even think it's available on any Android phone that I've used. I know it's available on some, there is a different phone out there. I think it was HMD was the brand. I think they have Qi 2, but really no other major manufacturer has that capability. Now, here's this. The Pixel 9 Pro XL battery performs just a little bit better in terms of day-to-day use, and also the standby time. Standby time is phenomenal. It loses at the most like 2-3%. 16 Pro Max, for some reason, I've noticed a little bit more, like 4 or 5% overnight. Again, maybe it's like the background apps in the open, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but that's what I've noticed. Just the standby time with the Pixel 9 Pro XL has been much better. But the iPhone does feel like it charges much faster, especially since I'm using it mainly for MagSafe, for wireless charging. I have to resort to using USB-C charging on the Pixel 9 Pro XL because it charges slower with MagSafe. So that's what I have to say about, you know, charging. I think even if you charge it with USB-C, if you have the right chargers and the right speeds, 16 Pro Max can charge apparently up to 45 watts. I have not fully kind of tested the 45 watts and like measured it, but according to online, that's up to 45 watts, and Pixel 9 Pro XL doesn't even get up to 45 watts. Hopefully next year they add faster charging. But, you know, that's great and all, but the important thing is, for me at least, lasting all day, and the Pixel 9 Pro XL lasts a little bit longer. They're both getting 6 to 7 hours plus of screen on time, but this one is breaking like the 8-hour mark. And 16 Pro Max is kind of, you know, it's definitely much better than its predecessor, but not better than the Pixel 9 Pro XL. So I'm going to personally choose the 9 Pro XL for the battery department. But if you just want great battery and great speeds and general charging speeds, you'd probably want to go with 16 Pro Max. And then pricing, Pixel 9 Pro XL $1,099 and $1,199 for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So it's $100 cheaper, but honestly, this one comes down to, do you want to pay the extra $100 for the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Then go right ahead. And also with the 9 Pro XL, 128 gigs of starting storage. So that's kind of like, I don't like the starting storage anymore. It's like, it's less and less. It's not enough for me. 256 gigs is like the starting for me because I'm using it for lots of photos and for videos. So just do keep that in mind. Make sure you have the right amount of storage. And also, Pixel 9 Pro XL is going to go on sale. So that $1,099 price is a price I would not recommend to pick up, but when it goes on sale, $999, $950, whatever it is. But you won't really see the 16 Pro Max go on sale unless it's like from a carrier or something like that. If you want to go unlock directly from Apple, I've never seen them have iPhones go on sale. I wish they did, but they don't. So there you have it for the pricing. I think overall you get a better package with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, especially in terms of pricing, and keeping in mind the fact that it's going to go on sale. It just becomes even better in value. But here's what I have to say. Both of these devices perform like a champ. And I'm super happy with how the Pixel 9 Pro XL came out this year. I think it was a year-over-year upgrades between the two and their predecessors. I think Pixel 9 Pro XL was much better than the 16 Pro Max when compared to the 15 Pro Max. Which one would I personally prefer to use on the daily? It becomes, it's very difficult, and that's why I carry two phones. I use one for personal, one for the business. But if I'm going to have to use it for personal, I am going to go with Pixel 9 Pro XL. I'm not using my personal phone for, you know, photos and videos to use for my business. So yeah, Pixel 9 Pro XL is going to be the phone for me. But yes, if you want just a great all-in-all, great iPhone, you go with 16 Pro Max. Great battery, great cameras. You like that larger display, you're going to go with 16 Pro Max. If not, you go with smaller 16 Pro. But honestly, if you want to, you want to try something different, you want to get something really good from Google this year, because I think they really nailed it. And there are a lot of controversies between the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and it's still not great quality and whatnot, but when compared to its predecessors, it's been getting better each year, and this year they've done a phenomenal job, and I think it's easier than ever to recommend the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to Superman the subscribe button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Illusions 2.0. Links will be in the description down below. Huge shout out to ESR for sponsoring a portion of this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.